So the interaction that I hosted with Spencer was I took him to see the MSU Symphony Band this past Tuesday. And so he was actually very lucky that this was the concert I picked to take him to, because on this concert, the symphony band performed a concerto with one of the faculty members of the College of Music, which was really cool for him to be able to hear. And so before we got there, I was really worried that he wouldn't like the music, and he would kind of be very disinterested and indifferent towards it, because I've hung out with non-music people and talked about or showed them my music, and they're just kind of like, oh, I mean, it sounds nice, I guess, but they aren't really interested in it, and they don't really have a lot to say about it. And so during it, the first kind of sort of anything he expressed towards it was that he was impressed at Professor Luloff's saxophone concerto. He was impressed at the virtuosity of it, and he was like, wow, it's so cool that they get to work with it, some of them it's their professor. So cool that they get to do this with him. And this music, it's kind of weird, but it's kind of cool that he's able to play this and plays it very well. And he was also very lucky that he got to see a concert with some big instruments. So, like, there was a contrabassoon, there was a contrabass clarinet, and when they brought them out, he was like, whoa, those are so cool, oh my gosh, what are they? And I was able to explain to him, these are instruments we use to kind of deepen the sound of the ensemble. And the other most important thing from the event was that during one of the pieces, a grad student conductor dropped his baton in the middle of the piece. And Spencer, like the rest of the music students, found this to be hilarious. And he was like, is he going to go on? What's going to happen? But he was also amazed that the show just kind of went on. And then afterwards, he really only said, it was good, it sounded nice, but he didn't really have a favorite or a least favorite piece. He was just kind of like, well, they all really kind of sound the same. And so what I learned from this and how I viewed non-music people kind of stayed the same. They all just think it sounds nice and they don't have strong opinions and don't have much of a favorite. But I also realized that they might be impressed or amazed by some of the same stuff that we are. He was impressed by the virtuosity of the saxophone concerto, and so was I. He thought the big instruments were cool, and so did I. He thought it was funny when the conductor dropped his baton, and so did I. So I don't want to necessarily say that my view changed, but it was nice to kind of see that, somebody did kind of think that way. Maybe it would be different if I took someone else. I don't know. But I did have some thought that maybe they were able to hear, oh, this one sounds different or and unique, but it was all just kind of, no, it's the same. I didn't realize they thought it was all the same. Couldn't even tell the fast and the slow pieces. And so other things I'd like to talk about with Spencer, or maybe do another time, is perhaps take him to a smaller ensemble, such as a chamber concert or a student recital. Maybe I'll take him to one of those in the future, I don't know. Or maybe see if there's any possible way that he could shadow one of the rehearsals, maybe for the rehearsals of the ensemble that I'm in, so he could understand a little more of the rehearsal process and what goes into making the music sound the way it does. I think then maybe he would be able to deepen his understanding of the music culture, and it would probably help me see how someone else views our rehearsal and how they view the fact that we stop and start a lot, and that we will just work on small sections at a time, and that the things the conductor picks to work on are very specific. And sometimes things that a conductor can't just say, play like this, and understand the mindset of a musician in the rehearsal, and also understand that this is something that musicians do enjoy doing and have a lot of fun with. So that's what I learned from taking a non-music person to a band concert of the MSU College of Music.